on treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Graddick, your host. Delighted to have you with us. Thank you for joining us. We're sponsored by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy. We're very honored to have our annual guest, Kathy Parsons, President and CEO of Impact West Georgia, is back in the studio. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for keep coming back year after year, because it's such a good work. And I can't imagine there's many people out there in our audience who do not know about the work of Impact West Georgia. So I'm going to leave that to you to introduce, if you would. Give us a little overview of the mission, vision of Impact West Georgia.
Well, we were created to fill in the gaps for at-risk persons and populations in our area. So we have 3 divisions: homelessness, veteran services, and education. Homelessness is by far our biggest. We operate 2 shelters, Hope Center for adult men. It's really a transitional program for men 18 years of age and older. It's moderate to high barrier. We do a preliminary interview for the men of Hope, and they have to be able to work the program in order to get into Hope Center. And they do a really good job of that. We've done a pretty good job of vetting those who want to get in to Hope Center. We also have 411 North Park, which is the community shelter. It is a warming cooling center. We started out doing mobile warming centers around the community. Another THS had done it for several years, and God had led them in a different direction. They did not feel led to continue to do those, so we took those over, and they were kind enough to give us their cots and some of their linens and things to help us get started. So we really appreciate them.
Let me interrupt. That's pretty a new phenomenon. I mean, y'all been working on that for the last 2 years or so. The emergency shelter.
We purchased it on 2023.
So it's not that old.
No, it's a brand new. Logistically, it was very difficult to do them wherever somebody would let us. And lots of times it would be 32 degrees or below, and we wouldn't have a place.
Right.
There was no place available. Although churches and the city of Carrollton have been really good to us, you can't have 2 different groups in the same place at the same time. So when they could, they would. But then we found that facility at 411 North Park had been empty for several years, and we worked and finally purchased that. It just makes all the difference in the world, because everything is there. It's the only piece of property we own, and God was very good to us, and this community was very good to us. We're debt free with that. Even with the renovation with that. And so now in the summertime, like now we're open 1 to 4 every day because it's so hot as a cooling facility. In the winter, when it's below 32 degrees, we're open to save lives, and that was the point of the warming centers anyway, was to save lives. And so they get 3 meals a day when they're there. And now even in the summer from 1 to 5, Monday through Friday, they can have showers, get free haircut once a month. They can get their laundry done. We have some case management there, document acquisition, just anything we can do to help them. And I'm really proud to say that we've seen our clients, because they had a place to get clean, to get their clothes washed, to get their hair cut, that they have gone out and gotten jobs, permanent jobs. And we've got about 4 families just since January. We can think of without going to my records that I can think of offhand who have got permanent housing. That's the object.
It's not easy.
Yeah. No, in this market, it is not easy. Even with Hope Center, we're keeping our men a lot longer because we can't find appropriate housing for them or sustainable housing where they can, they have to have 3 times the monthly rent and they have to pay to even apply for a rental a place, and you don't get those back, so that can be $50, $75, $100 that you don't get back. So they don't apply unless they can, do the rent, and it's a very hard market here for that. And then Deserve Van is free transportation for all Carroll County veterans. That's our veteran services right now, to and from their medical appointments in Carroll County. It's free of charge. And then 1 day a week, we take them to get haircuts, or if they have to go to the grocery store, anything not covered by another service provider, we do that. They can make an appointment to do that 1 day a week, and that's usually on Thursday. Last year we did 600 and some odd rides, transports all year. This year, from January to the end of June, we'd already done 530 transports. So we had almost reached our what we did all last year in the first 6 months of this year. So it has grown exponentially.
It's like almost 2 a day or something.
We've done as many as 7 a day.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes, even one Friday, I went with my husband just to get on the field, just to see how that works and how they do it. And I've done it in the past, but this was a very busy Friday, and we didn't get back to the office till after 7 because we had one in Villa Rica, we had one in Mount Zion. We had 2 here in the city, and so it takes a long time to get them and to get them back home. Get them, some of them are in wheelchairs, some of them their mobility is usually not great, even if they're not in a wheelchair. Yeah. And so I went with him that day, and I began to realize how much our drivers really are sacrificing, how much they're really doing for people they're all volunteers, and to take a whole day out of their week to do that, it's just a remarkable thing because it's not easy. Some of our clients are heavy, and like I said, immobile too. The mobility issue is a big thing. But I will say this about our clients: they're sweet as they can be. They're so grateful, and the drivers just have a heart for this. I think my husband would do it all the time if he could, because they like to tell their war stories, and it's great.
You use the word volunteers, and I know on the emergency shelter, but volunteerism for Impact West Georgia is crucial.
Oh, it is. It is. We couldn't do it without our volunteers. Especially the warming shelter, we have at least 2 or 3 volunteers there every single day besides staff. And then with the Deserve Van, that's completely volunteer, And you don't need a CDL to drive. So we would always love to have some backup drivers and some people who are willing to do it on a substitute basis. We take 15 minutes to show you how to use the lift. It's easy. If I can do it, trust me, anybody can do it. And we need women drivers. We do have women drivers, and we have women veterans who are taking advantage of Deserve. I think it's just now really getting out there. So we have so many that we're looking for a second van. And it doesn't have to be a van like the one we have now. We have this beautiful van that we got from a grant from Trinka Davis and through the Community Foundation of West Georgia. Great partners for us in the community. And it was an expensive van back in 2012 when we bought it. We don't need another van of that caliber or that big or heavy. I drive an old Chrysler, and if it were just a regular van, a regular passenger van, as long as it has either a lift or it's one who drops down and the ramp is very low, we could use that kind of van. And the people who are helping us kind of research this and look for it, they want it to be, my board and the people at the Community Foundation, they want it to be 25,000 miles or less on it. We don't want to get one that we all have to get another one in another year.
Keep it in the shop.
Yeah. So that's another project that we're having. And then we have education, which is English as a second language, adult reading and writing, Cool Kids Club, where we foster the love of reading in kids, and Woman to Woman is there as well as some workshops. Now, we haven't done a workshop there since COVID. But we are capable of doing several workshops. And if you have an expertise and would like to do a workshop for us, please call us and talk to us. We're open to that. Anything that will help this community, especially help those at risk. Like we do one, how to avoid the tidal pond trap. Get that job, keep that job. Tidal pond is a trap.
Oh, I know.
You know. And so.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, for real. Mm-hmm. And then, get that job, keep that job. Money Smart. We have partnered with Banco ZK, and they've done several sessions, I think 8 sessions now, with the clients at 411 North Park Street on banking, how they really can have a bank account, they really can have a savings account, and how to navigate that system. There's some who just have never even thought about that, and they don't think because they have a criminal record maybe or something like that they can't, but they can. And so we have our own Money Smart program too, but we also have, like I said, partnered with Banco CK to do those sessions that they do free of charge. So it's been good. So that's what we are, those 3 divisions. It makes us sound big. We do big work in this community, but we're still considered a very small nonprofit.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more with Kathy Parsons, President and CEO of Impact West Georgia, as we talk about Ride for Hope 2025, the Ride for the Homeless, coming up September 27th. But first, this.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Community Voice. I'm Sue Gradick, your host. Kathy Parsons in the studio, President and CEO of Impact West Georgia. And come September 27th, she's going to get on top of a Harley and drive all the way around West Georgia, right, for the fundraiser, correct?
We're going to have that ride on September the 27th. I will not be on a Harley.
Just think of the video. You could do it. You could do it.
I could, but I am kind of supervising everything going on that day. So
I'll buy that. It's described here as a leisurely escorted ride through scenic West Georgia, benefiting Hope Center and Impact's Community Shelter.
That's right. That's what it does. It's we've been doing this ride now since 2007. Mm-hmm. We started out with like 14 riders, and now we have 114, 15, 120 riders every year. We're so excited about this year's ride. Every year the ride gets prettier. The riders tell me, and we try to find new back roads for them to go on. This year, Leo Hill is leading our route. For years, Jim Grant led our route and gave it the reputation of being a beautiful, beautiful route. The riders seem to like it when we end up at John Tanner State Park, and they're always telling us what a beautiful ride it was. So we're very excited about it. We start out at 9. I think registration opens at 8:30, and then kickstands go up at 9:30. We have donuts and coffee there for you, and if you pre-register, you get a break. On the cost of it. We haven't gone up on the cost of this ride for years and years and years, but you if you're one of the first 50 riders to go ahead and pre-register. Pre-registration's open right now.
And it's at Carrollton Wally World, Carrollton Walmart, 27 South.
Yep, that's where we start. We end up at John Tanner. You get your name in the hat for the grand prize that we do. We give prizes to everybody that rides. Well, not everybody, but we have a whole bunch of prizes as an incentive for you to ride. And if you get one of the first 50, you get your name in the hat for the grand prize. And this year, that grand prize is a smoker. It is. I have to put my glasses on to be able to read it. It's a Copperhead pellet smoker Onyx edition. It's a big old home smoker that my husband would love to have, but he's not eligible to win it. So that's one of the grand prizes. There's all kinds of little smaller prizes that we give out every year, but that's the one that you have to pre-register to get your name in the hat to get. And so it's about a 2-hour drive, ride around Carroll County. We end up there where we have a delicious lunch every year. And this year, a man by the name of Joe Williams is cooking these pork butts that night. Then overnight, the night before, it's going to be fresh. We're going to cut them up that morning, and so we're going to have a delicious lunch. He's an investigator with the Douglas County Sheriff's Department.
Really?
But he is going to do our cooking for us this year, and we're really excited about how great this ride is, or we're expecting this ride to be.
And it says it's escorted, so all the intersections, and you got deputies that are. Yeah,
the Carroll County Sheriff's Department escorts us all the way to the end. And they're wonderful, by the way. We have such a great sheriff's department. I'm a big fan, and so they do just a super job escorting us every year, just to make sure that everybody's safe. And knock on wood, so far God's been good, and we haven't had anybody get really hurt. One guy slid off one year, and I think hurt his finger. He hurt a finger, but other than that, we've not had anything.
Slid off one year? What do you mean?
He slid off the road in some gravel on his bike.
You know, when people cut grass and they put the clippings on the road, that's also dangerous for motorcycles.
It's very dangerous. And Jim used to go the day before. Every year he would go the day before, and he would ride this exact route. And if there was anything in the road, he'd sweep it off. To try to keep that from happening.
Yeah. So it's only $30 per rider and $15 for whoever's on the back.
Right, co-rider. Yeah.
Is that what you call that? A co-rider?
Uh-huh.
All right, a co-rider.
Yeah.
But you get a T-shirt and pen while the supplies last. And
another reason to pre-register. You need to get on there and do that now.
Pre-register is through September 1st, so we still got a couple of weeks, or maybe less than 2 weeks. And with pre-registration, you get $5 off, correct?
Right.
Now, in terms of the rider, and $3 off in terms of the co-rider. And you can pre-register at
www.impactwestga.org. Go under events, Ride for Hope, and it'll get you a registration. Will just pop right up.
Or you can call 770-834-4007. Tell us a little more about, because we talked mainly about the emergency shelter, but tell us about a little bit more about the men that you serve and how many and some of their stories.
Okay, we've got a great group of men. You know, it used to be we would do 67 men a year at Hope Center, because back in the day you could get them in and out in 90 days, and we did 12 at that time at a time. Now we're doing 10 at a time, because we've gotten new beds and new wardrobes. So each of them now have a separate wardrobe. So it took up some space. So we're doing 10 men now. And it is a moderate to high barrier shelter. Service providers don't like to hear that. They like low barrier, like the shelter over the Warming and Cooling Center over on 411. It's very low barrier. We don't do a lot of testing, but this is alcohol and drug free. They're tested before they come in. They're tested while they're there, randomly tested. And you've chosen to leave the program if you partake of alcohol or drugs. They're required to do daily chores, because Mama doesn't live there. And anytime you want to go see it, I'll take you, because that's how nice it is. They keep it clean all the time. Our senior supervisors make sure of that. But we try to teach the soft skills as well as the hard skills, and that's how to make a bed, how to sweep a floor, how to clean your bathroom, how to put a meeting 2 or meeting 3 together for a real meal, how to wash the dishes, keep the countertops clean, keep your refrigerator cleaned out. We teach those skills as well, cut the grass, sweep the porch, those kind of things. So what our desire is that when they leave there, they live better for the rest of their lives.
And I assume that each one has their own individual story. But how much of that story is, we talk about individual responsibility, about respect, about providing for your family. How is all this tied into, the family? And I assume a lot of them lost their families because of their addictions or whatever.
Well, that does happen. A lot of them are there, though, because they've lost a family member through a sickness, through a divorce, through a car wreck, or something like that. And that's a lot of them are there. They don't have criminal records. They just broken. When that happened, their lives fell apart, and they've lost everything. And so we try to restore that sense of value and self-worth that they have. We try to treat them, model before them Christ-like behavior that they would want to model, that they would see something different and say, I want to live like that. I want to be like that. I want to have that attitude. So that's what we try to do. And we're unabashedly faith-based, But some of them have just made bad decisions. Some of them have been are out of jail, coming out of prison, coming out of jail because they have done drugs, or they've assaulted someone. They've criminal trespassing or whatever. Whatever you can get put in jail for. But a lot of them have.
The vetting process for the program has got to be somewhat extensive because of the way culture and life is now.
I'm sorry, say that.
The vetting program to check these guys out and find the ones that are really suited for this.
We do have what we call a preliminary phone interview. If they pass that, then we do bring them in. A lot of times you can tell just by the way they answer the questions whether they're going to be willing to do the very hard work it takes to get out of homelessness. You're going to be asked to do the uncomfortable things. You have to report your income to us. Now, we don't get your checking account numbers, your banking account numbers, none of that, but you have to prove to us that you're saving a certain amount of money every month towards your transition. And one of the first things they do is set goals. We help them, but we don't set the goals. They do. We understand fully that this is their life and their money, and they have to work harder at getting this transition than we do. It's not a handout. They work hard for it, but they have to prove to us. Let's say they say, okay, I've got my job now. I can save $300 a month. Well, I wish I was saving $300 a month, I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they haven't had a lot of money, so they think, oh, yeah, I'm making all this money, which is not a lot of money. Not many of them are making $20 an hour. Most of them are making less than that. But they've never had it, so they think, okay, I'm making money, so I can save it. Then they begin to realize that, they have to pay for their phone. They have to pay for their insurance. They have to, they have legal fees, which they, according to our program, are required to pay legal fees and child support. Mm-hmm. If they have children, it's a requirement to be in the program that they have to cover those first. And so sometimes they'll overestimate how much they can save. And so we ask them, have your goals changed? Or do we need to go back and reevaluate? But they all set a goal for their monthly savings. And if they don't meet that goal, we address that very quickly and aggressively because they have to save money in order to transition. We've got them that they've got more than $5,000, which is a huge amount of money for them, for a lot of them, and they still can't find housing because they don't make 3 times the monthly rent. Mm-hmm. So if you have a housing available out there at any kind of reasonable rate, we would love to hear from you, and we can to a certain point vouch for these men who have worked really hard to save their money and to get their jobs. And our newsletter coming out soon will have one of our success stories, a gentleman he had no support system at all. prison histories in the background of relatives, and just has no support. We're his Hope family, and he just recently transitioned out, got his job. His boss loves him, has promoted him. He's just a really good guy, and saved his money, found his place, and he's living independently now, paying his taxes and trying to be a really good citizen. Wants to come back and work with us, and we would just love to have him. And his name is Johnny. We don't usually give their names out. He said, I don't care. Give my name out if you want to, because I'm proud of what we've done and what I've done, and we're proud of him as well. So there's story after story like that.
Kathy Parsons, President and CEO of Impact West Georgia. We're going to take a break, come back, and talk a little bit more about Ride for Hope 2025 after these words.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Community Voice. We're very pleased to have in studio Kathy Parsons, President and CEO of Impact West Georgia, and we've been doing this a few years, and I'm glad to have her back. Ride for Hope has some good sponsors behind it. Tell us about that before we run out of time.
Oh yeah, I'm really proud of our sponsors, and my development director said you better tell them what great sponsors we have this year. And every year we've had great sponsors, but our presenting sponsor this year is Pilgrim's Pride. But we have also great sponsors like Southwire and West Georgia Electric. Tanner Health is one of our sponsors. Morgan Oil has been a sponsor for years. Mullins Mechanical, and of course, Graddick Communications has been our media sponsor for years now. So we can't do it without these sponsors, and so there's still room to sponsor if you want to. We'll.
So for those that tuned in a little bit late, and we've only got a couple minutes, tell us again about Ride for Hope.
Ride for Hope is a scenic ride, a beautiful ride around scenic Carroll County. It starts at Walmart on Saturday, September the 27th. We open up registration around 8:30, and you have donuts and coffee, and we get you all registered, get your pins, get your t-shirts, and then at 9:30 kickstands are up. We have a bike blessing. We have a local pastor come and bless our bikes on our ride, so that we've never had a bad accident. So we did have a little finger thing happen one year, but God has protected our riders. It gets bigger and bigger every year. We have about 115 to 20 riders. And we end up at John Tanner State Park for a delicious barbecue luncheon this year. And lots of prizes. We have a big old smoker that's our grand prize, and you need to get in there and register. Pre-register now. Pre-registration's open at www.impactwestga.org so that you can get your name in the hat to win that big old smoker that's our grand prize this year.
You don't have to have a Harley to participate.
No, you don't have to. We have beautiful bikes, though. I mean, there are some beautiful bikes, all different kinds of bikes, colors, sizes, even the trikes and the spiders are all welcome, any kind of. And if you have an antique car, we've actually had an antique car or two ride with us some years.
Really?
So yeah, so we'd love to have you to make it the biggest and best ride we've ever had.
And if you're not a rider, you could be a co-rider.
Yes, you can. You can jump on the back of somebody else's bike and ride.
Pre-registration ends September 1st. To pre-register, go to impactwestga.org, impactwestga.org, or you can call 770-834-4007. Pre-registration is only $25. And for a co-rider, it's only 12, and that goes up after, a little bit after that. But, and how many riders do you project?
We usually have somewhere between 115, 118 riders.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It's a big ride. It's become what we call the premier ride.
Of course.
Every year.
The number one premier ride.
There you go.
The gold standard.
Yes, it's a beautiful ride, and it's so much fun, and we get to get out there and talk and fellowship with all the. That's a church phrase, isn't it, to fellowship?
Good
but that's
phrase.
what we do.
It's a good phrase.
Yeah, with all of our riders whom we adore, and we've had some come all the way up from Florida because they rode with us when they lived here, and they come back to ride with us. So we love that.
Well, we thank you, Kathy Parsons, and we salute the work of Impact West Georgia and all the volunteers. And we hope you'll join in on the Ride for Hope this year, 2025. Thank you to our sponsors. Go out and make it a great day. You're in tune to WLBB Carrollton.